Hey, what's up everybody? It's Gwen and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new, welcome to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about your natural hair starter pack. If you've been watching the series, we've been going through your entire wash day process, and now we are getting into the nitty-gritty of the styling products. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy it. Also be sure to check out the description box for my natural hair coaching program as well as my natural hair store, SoNaturalista, and let's get started. So I'm going to be talking about the key products that you should be having in your natural hair stash depending on what type of hairstyles and hair regimen you're going for. So this is, in my opinion, the biggest category, and I think it has the most variety and the biggest issue with being the most confusing just because you don't know where to go. So to be completely transparent, what works for your hair is going to work for your hair. So I can only give you guidelines and suggestions, but it is going to take some trial and error. If you're interested, please check out the description box for my natural hair coaching program. I have natural hair guides that I can give you based on your natural hair type. And then I also have options for one-on-one natural hair coaching if you're wanting something a little bit more involved. So let's get started in the process. First, we are going to talk about what happens after your wash day. So after your wash day, you are drying your hair. So whether you are air drying it or using some type of heat source. So if you're blowing out your hair or if you're going to do a roller set, it really kind of depends on your hairstyle at this point. So the first segment is going to be under the assumption that you are drying your hair, like air drying it, with the purpose of doing some type of style. So whether that is a twist out, a braid out, some type of protective style. And then after that, we're going to get into wash and goes, and then I will end with some straight natural products that I recommend. So the fundamentals of styling your hair for a twist out, braid out, etc. would be the LCO method or the lock method. So it's basically moisturizing your hair. There are variations of this. I personally like the LCO method, which stands for liquid cream oil method. There is the lock method, liquid oil cream method. There's also variations such as the LCB, which would be liquid cream butter, LBC, liquid butter cream. You can also substitute the L for leave-in conditioner. So as you can see, there are a lot of different variations. So L liquid a lot of the times is water, but you can also substitute it for leave-in conditioner. I basically use my L for leave-in conditioner, but I do have water in my hair, so I start off with a leave-in conditioner. This is my favorite leave-in conditioner of all time. This is the Mielle Pomegranate and Honey leave-in conditioner. So this is the one that I tend to recommend for people. I just think it's really universal. It's moisturizing. So this is the consistency of the leave-in conditioner. As you can see, it's quite runny. So yes, but it is a leave-in conditioner nonetheless. That is usually the leave-in conditioner that I go for. And then let's move on to the C. So C is a cream. So basically, as you are layering on top of the liquid products, you are taking advantage of a oil barrier. So you're basically trying to seal in that moisture that's underneath. So whether you're using oil in the lock method or cream in the LCO method, you are basically trying to seal in the moisture. So I use cream next. So the cream that I personally like is this one. This is the Curl Theory Multi-Style Cream. Fun fact, I actually have two of these. These are discontinued. You can't buy these anymore, and it's been such a struggle for me to find something that is comparable to it. The one that I was able to find was, I think, the Aunt Jackie's, the Aunt Jackie's Cocoa Butter Cream. So now we are going to get into the concept of protein moisture balance. Hopefully I'm not throwing too many concepts at you. Basically, it's good to have a balance of protein and moisture in your hair, just so that your hair has the moisture that it needs so it doesn't become dry, but it's not too moisturized to where it's weak and can't withstand your day-to-day manipulation of it. So yes, the multi-style cream has biotin in it, which has a little bit of protein. And then I think the cocoa butter cream, this one has silk amino acids in it. and rosemary extract. That has protein in it. So that is my protein moisture balance that I personally like in my hair. So those products work for me. They're not too strengthening, just so you know. So those are the products that I like using. And so you're just gonna have to see if your hair tolerates putting the cream first or if you should put the oil first. So with that being said, let's move on to the oils. You use them to seal in the moisture, and there are levels to this. There are different weights of oils, and so you want to make sure that you are finding one that works best for the combination of the products that you're using, as well as just the weight that it is in comparison to your hair. So if your hair dries out very quickly, that probably means the oil that you're using isn't heavy enough. But if your hair is very dry and greasy, then you're probably overpowering your hair with a very heavy oil. So when I started my natural hair journey, coconut oil was all the craze. So I used coconut oil, but I then switched to shea butter. So I was using that for a little bit, but then my hair stopped working with that. So it's been a journey. And then, yes, so let me get into the oils that I personally like. So I do like lightweight oils. I think they're good for, remoisturizing your hair and to just soften your hair, get it ready for a hairstyle, or if you are taking out a hairstyle, you want to coat your fingers with an oil. So the one that I personally use is my oil from my brand. This is the SoNaturalista scalp oil. I love this product. I made it myself and then I decided to sell it. So you can purchase this from my natural hair store, SoNaturalista shop. It is a almond oil based oil and it's really lightweight. It's good for your scalp. It's called the SoNaturalista scalp oil. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just like a really nice lightweight oil. I personally recommend using it after wash day before you are getting into your blow drying process. That's the reason that I personally created it, was I wanted something that I could put onto my scalp before I get into my wash day. And so this oil combination really worked for me. Like I said, I just use this on my scalp before wash day, after wash day before I'm styling my hair. You can put it on your hair as well. I usually put it on my curly hair to, re-moisturize it for like every couple of days I would use it. Or if I was taking out a hairstyle, I would put that on my fingers. For my straight hair, I don't use it as much. It can get a little heavy. Only use a little bit if you are going to use it, but just every few days or every time you need it. So yeah, that is what I use for my light oil. For my medium weight oil, I would say is going to be my olive oil. So this is literally from my kitchen. I recommend just getting regular olive oil. I think it's good if you have it in your kitchen. This is what I use for my hot oil treatments. So I just use this in my hair, and I use a mixture of this with essential oils, which I'm thinking of making for my brand as well. So more on that at another time. But anyways, yes, so I use olive oil on my hair for my hot oil treatments. Olive oil has a lot of benefits. I think it makes my hair look really shiny. And so that's what I use for my scalp. And then my heavier oils would be more of my sealant oils. So these are ones that I would use when my hair is curly and I'm trying to, seal in the moisture and making sure that my hair is nice and shiny and yeah, retains the moisture until the next time I am moisturizing it or washing it. So the main one that I use is castor oil. So this is 100% castor oil and I got this from Amazon. Yeah, so it's just 100% castor oil. And so this is a pretty heavy oil, heavier than olive oil. So my hair gets really dry. I like using this because it seals in the moisture and I don't have to re-moisturize my hair as much. So yes, I like using castor oil. And then for my ends, I like to top it off with Jamaican black castor oil. So this is like really, really, really heavy oil. Do not recommend pouring this onto your hair. This is where I'm like using my finger and going like that. And it's just like a little bit, like this is very, very thick. So I like to use this. And yeah, so those are the main oils that I use. Like I said, you can go further and use a B, so like butters. So it's really just going to be about trying it on your hair, seeing how you like the feel of your hair, the shine, and how long it takes for your hair to dry out. So that is what I use for my LCO method. And let's get into the wash and goes. So for wash and goes, Honestly, every hairstyling process where I'm adding product to my hair, I am essentially copying that same pattern in my head. So let's go with wash and goes. So again, I'm kind of using an LCO method, but it's honestly like a LCOG method. So I like to apply LCO and then I put a gel on top, which is what a wash and go is, where you are trying to define your hair pattern. Yeah, usually you have a gel in your hair, not always, but that's how I like to do my wash and goes. So first I use the Design Essentials Almond and Avocado Moisturizing and Detangling Leave-In Conditioner. So this is the one that I use. I don't do wash and goes very often. I'm not going to lie to you. They're not my favorite style on my particular hair type. I'm more of a twist out girl. When I did a wash and go, this was the leave-in conditioner that I liked using. I think this one, oh, I already have the ingredients on it. So this has moisture in it, so it has glycerin in it, but it also has keratin in it, so a little bit of protein. So yeah, I like this one. The thing with wash and goes is that it's going to be sitting on your hair, and if you are letting it all air dry or even using a blow dryer, you want the product to last in your hair, but you also don't want your hair to get too over moisturized. That's especially what I have to worry about with high porosity hair because it can get over moisturized really quickly. So having the protein in the mix is really important for high porosity hair. But anyways, next is my cream. So this is the Miss Jessie's Honey Curls with sweet almond oil and honey. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a yellow colored gel cream. You're supposed to be able to use this like just by itself, but I don't recommend that. But like I said, I haven't used this in a while. This is actually a brand new one. And as soon as I repurchased this, I stopped doing wash and goes. So I get so annoyed with myself about that. That's why I don't buy a bunch of backups of things because things just change. But anyways, this one has only protein in it. I mean, only moisture in it. So yes, this is moisture only. So yeah, this goes well with the leave-in conditioner that has a little bit of protein in it for me. Next would be oil, and to my knowledge, I think I use castor oil. I'm pretty sure I put oil. Yeah, I think I put oil. And then next I put on some gel. So I use a couple gels. One of them I don't even have anymore, but I have this one. So this is the first one that I would put on. This is the Design Essentials Almond and Avocado Anti-Frizz Curl Defining Gel. Yeah, it's a gel. This stuff smells really good. Anyways, yes, so this one I love and it works really well with the ingredients. Yeah, so there is a hand mixing test. I forget what it's called, but basically how it works is you want to be able to use all of these products on your hair and it doesn't make flakes. So when the products mix together, you want them to blend together and not flake up on your hair. And it's hard to tell how it's going to work. So your best bet is to put them all on the back of your hand and mix them all together. So here are the 3 products and you just mix them up. You don't want it to make like a bunch of different like thick yellow or thick white like chunks. I don't know if you can tell, but overall it's a pretty smooth consistency. So if you were to smooth this onto your hair altogether, your hair wouldn't end up a flaky mess. So that's something that you want to do with your products. Unfortunately, it is in trial and error type of process, but those are the products that I personally found work the best for me. And that is a good framework for choosing your products. And then next we're going to get into some protective style considerations. So overall, I just pretty much do the LCO method, and then other gels for like slick back styles and things like that, I like to use my LCO method, and then I use the Uncle Funky's Daughter Curly Magic Curl Stimulator. This is essentially like a really, it's a clear gel, it's moisturizing, so I use this. And then I also have the Extreme Gel. I think it's called the Extreme Gel. It's the one with like the green lid. Yeah, that one's the best gel. I also use that for my wash and go. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, like to use those. I have also this is the Shine and Jam Conditioning Gel Extra Hold with honey extract. So apparently this is what you should use if you want to make like braids and stuff like that, like in your parts. So I've used this, but yeah, so I use that. And then next I use the Kiss Edge Fixer Max Hold. Yeah, that's pretty much what I use for, like I said, my protective styles and my wash and goes. And then we can finish out with straight natural considerations as well. So again, LCO method, I use my SoNaturally scalp oil as my O. And then for my L, I use the So Cozy Kids Curl Leave-In Conditioner in Therapy. It is a spray leave-in conditioner. So I like to use this. This has a good mix of moisturizing and strengthening ingredients in this one. So I tried this one. This is the one that I currently use. And then there's some other ones that I've seen at Target that I want to try as well. But so far, this is the one that works for me. Alrighty, that's the end of this video. I really hope this video was helpful. I feel like it was a little bit of a mess, but I'm hoping that it was helpful to help you with your natural hair starter pack. Just some things to think about, some concepts to think about, maybe some brands to think about. So if you're wanting some assistance with finding your true natural hair regimen, like I said, check out the description box for my natural hair coaching program. I create natural hair guides based on your personal hair type and hair porosity, as well as I have online one-on-one coaching if you're wanting to work with me one-on-one to figure out what the best options are for your natural hair journey. Looking forward to working with you, and be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.